Said I'd get up today. Said I'd do things the right way. Now it's
I started meeting a whole bunch of people. They invited me to play at a breakfast at the high school, and they needed people to perform there. So they asked the musicians club at UCSD to perform. So I went there and performed, and I did pretty poorly. Cedric was like, "Hey, you got the solo, you got the solo." I'm like, "What the fuck? I really know how to play." But I was like, I wasn't gonna let that opportunity go, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. I practiced all night, and then come performance day, the nerves got to me really bad. I tripped up. I couldn't even play like the regular chords right, and then come the solo, like nothing came out because like it was really bad. My guitar was out of tune the entire time, and that's when I started thinking more seriously about performing music. I was like, I really like the idea of performing, and I know I suck now, but I really want to get better. And it's like, I already got through the worst. Putting myself out there and like getting a bad reception. Like that was my worst fear, and it happened. So like, there's only ways up from there. Later, I started joining a lot more jam sessions and putting myself out there, practicing here, the Geisel third floor, the forum, I guess. I practiced here every single day, and I'd act like I was busking here, but I'd play the same songs over and over and over again, like that I needed to like actually practice. I was hospitalized for a bit. That's like an entire year of my life that I spent in the hospital. I wanted to become a doctor at that point, or like I wanted to become a doctor. You know, I was more taking into account like what my parents would like and how I could pay back my parents for like helping me or living out my parents' idea of what success was, and that I didn't even think about what I wanted or if that was even a viable option to live off of. But once I experienced, you know, like near death, you know, it's kind of hard to ignore the fact that you have a life that's you only get to live once. There we go. I did it. This whole video was for that. Like, you don't really think about it until you get placed into like that certain scenario, like how life is really fleeting, and how when you die, you know, I know this is really morbid, but when you die, like some people will care, but the majority of people will not. And because of that, you shouldn't do stuff like for other people, because they're going to forget and they're also going to die, right? There's only one person you should be pleasing, and then like that's pretty much yourself. And I realized like sure, being a doctor would be great. Like, I'm not bashing on being a doctor, but going through all the stuff that I did, I found that music was something that I really liked. I've really come to like because of Musicians Club. It helped me look past being a doctor. I was like, hey, let's try something else. That's when I started producing. So I recorded my first song, and I was like, this is pretty bad. But I want to improve. So every day I would do something that's a little different. I took a class here, Music 173, honestly one of the best classes I've taken, because it taught me how to use a program that I could just mess around with, and like I could do stuff to all the recordings that I make. And then that's when my first EP came out. It was like as soon as I finished that class, I made the EP. This Is My EP. It's such a fucking corny name, but it was like first collection of work that I did. That happened, and then right after that, the summer, I made the album Within, and that was like 10 tracks. I got a listening party, and a lot of people came out to that. That was a lot of fun, and a lot of support that I didn't expect to receive and didn't know that I deserved. That's when my ego boosted a lot. And after that, I just started doing different projects, and this summer, I think one of the nicest summers that I've had, just producing music that I felt comfortable with, and first time that I thought, like, God, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I want to go for, which is the current EP that I have out, the Keepitinside EP. For now, I think this is one of the best things that I've made right now. I had a lot of fun doing it. Music is both, you know, a time to relax and also a time to engage your creative side.